Welcome to Gettin Biggie with it, live on the internet.
The podcast with an ambitious goal
To get to know
and play with
every member of the Baltimore Improv Group. Saying things at the same time on Zoom works.
Yes. Interview. We start with an interview.
Where our goal is to get to know this person beyond the improv.
That's right. They get 30 seconds to talk improv. And then
we ask some questions, take a break, and do some improv with our esteemed guest and some other Baltimore Improv Pals.
And we all leave a little wiser, a little more wonderful, but we don't really leave. We stay put.
We all stay home, which is what you should be doing too. But what's great about this, Kim just left. She'll probably be back, hopefully. But we'll introduce the people who are still here to the right of my left, I guess, if you're seeing this. I don't know if it flips it around. Anyway, it's Kate Zielinski.
Hey.
Hi, Kate.
Hello. Sorry, I was touching my face.
No, it's fine.
I do these days. Yep. So it's what I'm doing professionally these days. I'm touching my face. Sorry. Hello.
Hello. Below you is Brian Leonard.
Hello.
All the way from New York. Brian, how's it? Or no, Boston?
I'm in Rhode Island right now.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. We had no idea.
Should have maybe checked that. How's Rhode Island?
Fine.
Looks great.
My dad makes coffee in the morning. I have a rocking chair. Things are fine.
Love it. Love it. And then right below me is Jen and Pam, the ladies of Olga, and our interview guest today, Jen Diamond.
Woo!
How's it going?
Oh, it's cool. Here we are in New York with our 2 posters. So.
Framed posters.
Yeah, New York art is so fancy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm drunk with looking. I don't know what I'm saying. Below you is Kim Scarf.
Woo!
Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Kim, we've been on Zoom a lot. You've been on our last episode. I'm sure people want to know, how is the plant behind you doing in these hard times?
Surviving somehow, because I keep forgetting to water it. When I got this plant, I literally asked for something that wouldn't be hard to take care of. I went up to the person and I was like, can I just please have something that if I forget for a month to water it, it'll still be alive. And she suggested this one, and it's grown a lot. So
no thanks to you.
It keeps growing. Thanks to me. It keeps growing somehow.
Fantastic. Well done. Of course, we have Kerri Shannon. Hello, Kerri.
Hello, Danny. How's it going?
And above you is Michael Hartwell. What is this, Michael?
This is applause in American Sign Language.
That's what I thought. I was just double checking. Very nice. How are you, Michael?
This is the warm up to his magic routine. Nothing up my sleeves. Nothing up my sleeves. Do a trick.
All right. Ooh.
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 Yes. Wow. For our audio listeners, a pen appeared, seemingly.
Old.
All right, Jen, it is going to appear probably backwards on your screen.
There's a baby. There's a little baby child.
Naked baby.
Oh, I looked down. I didn't see it.
It's wild.
That was my magic trick. Look what I made.
Did you have that up your sleeve, Kate?
I had it up something else.
Nature's sleeve.
Nature's sleeve, yes.
That's the name of our one-time troupe, definitely. All right, Jen Diamond, we're going to give you 30 seconds to tell us how you got into improv. And then we're going to talk about all the other stuff. Your 30 seconds are going to be backwards up on the screen, starting, 3, 2, 1, now.
Okay. Oh no, I forgot. I went out of high school that had an improv troupe, and I was in that, which is embarrassing. But then I went to college, and I was in my college improv troupe, and that's where I met Pamela Hughes over here. For my senior year, I convinced someone to give me money to do a show, and Pam and I did a show called Olga, and I've been doing Olga ever since. That's it.
Fantastic. That was 26 seconds. Yay.
Well paced.
Clap
well
in American
paced.
Sign Language.
Woo.
Wow.
Jen, why are you embarrassed by high school improv?
It just feels bad to be in a high school improv troupe. You're already so we're all so desperate for attention in high school that to really one up everyone else feels bad.
Did you all perform for the other high school students, or was it just like a club?
We did. We had at the end of the year, like we rehearsed all year, and then at the end of the year, we put on like 4 shows. It was all short form. It was very fun, and it was mostly a lot of us screaming at each other. But I remember seeing it before I got to high school and being like, what the fuck is this? This rules. Like, I was very excited about being in it. So, yeah.
Dreams come true.
Yeah, it's
See?
called
Don't be
Spontaneous Generation.
Wait,
What was the name? What was the name of the team?
Spontaneous Generation.
What was the
Double.
inspiration for that?
I couldn't say. I didn't get to be involved in that choice, but I don't know.
You just inherited the name.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like probably fun enough wordplay for a 16-year-old. So
Fair. So Pam and Jen, you guys have fairly recently, right, in the last year or so, have moved up to New York. How is that going?
How do you like your choice you made?
This permanent choice that has brought us to the epicenter of coronavirus. I mean, I don't want to speak for both of us, but
You're getting interviewed.
it's been good. It's been actually nice for like a lot of people I've known from all parts of my life live in New York, so it kind of just feels like I got like this like easy life hack. This is a life hack, everyone, of move wherever a lot of people you know are. Obviously I miss Baltimore a lot and like the comedy scene in Baltimore, but we've been doing a lot more stand-up since we got here, not as much improv, but so I miss doing improv quite a bit, but it's been good. I mean, everyone is here. Everyone is so fast at walking around. And we have a very nice apartment, which we somehow lucked into in New York, where we have a backyard. So I feel like we're not doing New York 100%, but we're trying.
Was the plan to move to New York, was it in progress for many years, or was it a spontaneous idea?
Generation, one might say. Yeah. Great question. We talked about moving somewhere. I mean, Pam and I had been in Baltimore for about 8 years total. So it felt like we were like, where will we want to go next? And like my family's from New York, general area. And it just seemed like a cool, young, good girl thing to do. So we've been talking about it for a while. Yeah.
Do you find yourself walking faster now?
Actually, yeah, way faster. I'm like a notoriously very slow walker, and I've gotten swept up in the tide. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, you think so?
Yes.
Confirmed.
Can confirm.
Co-sign.
Hey, Jen, just because you mentioned your family, how is your incredible but very old grandma doing?
Oh, thank you so much for
New York,
asking.
New Jersey. Is she doing okay?
Thank you for asking. Norma Diamond. She's doing okay. I call her like every day. She is 90 years old and lives alone, which is worrisome.
Terrifying.
This is some good improv material, but no, she's okay. She like is really notoriously like laissez-faire about everything. Like everything's like so chill to her, and which is maybe how you get to be 90. So we've done a lot of like wearing her down about being like, you can't touch your face and you can't leave the house. And I think we broke her. So I think we broke her
spirit.
She told me she wore gloves to get her mail. So I think we did it, guys. But yeah, so far so good, knock on wood. Yeah.
Great. It's all about breaking down old people. I'm going to switch to perhaps a related topic. Jen, I know a little while back online you had shared some of your writing. You were like published comedy writing. You also wrote a play before you left Baltimore. Can you talk a little bit about your writing?
Oh, yes. So I like to write.
Great. I set
And
you up with a great question. So talk about writing.
What a meaty answer.
Yeah.
Lot to dig into there.
Yeah, that's all I'll say. No, I really mostly write plays for the most part, and I started doing that also like around end of high school, and I was a writing major in college, which is a silly degree. And yeah, I wrote a full-length play for the one that we did right before we left was a play called The Alibi play that Pam and I put on, and I wrote it like for us to put on. And it was really a fun way to leave Baltimore because we were like, we basically guilted our friends into coming. So thank you for anyone who came. But it was about if this, like, I just went through a bad breakup in the play, and I felt and some through a series of events think that we are being pursued by the police for murdering that person. And it is like about us like coming to term, like deciding to run from the police. So we did a Baltimore theater project. It was really fun. And we got like all these fun Baltimore artists to work on it. And it was just like we convinced Larry Hogan to give us $2,000 to do it, which is great. A shout out to the Maryland State Arts Council. You guys should all give them to give you $2,000 to do stuff with your friends. But yeah, and so I wrote that one. And then I've written a couple other plays. There was one in Baltimore about Amelia Earhart that I wrote in college that went up over the summer, which was, or actually in the fall with the Interrobang Theater Company. But yeah, I like writing things. I've been trying to use my quarantine as a time to write a new play, but it's not a very inspired time. So that's been slow going.
Well, I'm sure you already know this, but Shakespeare wrote King Lear.
Oh, yeah.
So you should feel like
he didn't have the internet, so
no.
No.
That's true.
What was your earliest like thing that you wrote? Did you write like a play when you were 5 and put it on or anything like that?
I do have this memory, and I think, yeah, it was like I wouldn't even call it a play, but my friend, my like best friend was my neighbor named Julia DiStefano. Classic neighbor. She, me, and my brother, who's 5 years younger than me, got really into like creating a talk show that we would put on where we'd interview. It would be her and I interviewing my 5-year younger brother. And he was just like, I remember like he played like a handless man at one point. He was Buzz Lightyear. Like it was just kind of like whatever.
All the good roles, all the good characters.
Yeah, he really was spoiled at a young age. But so I don't know if you'd call that a play, but I did get to, make my younger brother do that. So that feels
so
like
you picked all the roles for him, or did he get interviewed and choose to be these things?
Great question. I feel like it was truly a devising process perhaps that we collaboratively experienced together. But yeah, no, those are the two that I remember. Definitely Buzz Lightyear and a man with no hands. Like he would wear these like ski gloves and then they would come off and he had no hands. We laughed and laughed.
For the Amelia Earhart play, how did Amelia Earhart get involved? Were you always intrigued by that story, or was something else?
Yeah, I did. I have honestly always really been very obsessed with Amelia Earhart. My grandfather, when I was younger, told me this very long story about how that ultimately the thesis of was that like Amelia Earhart, Joan of Arc, and Mother Teresa were all the same person. And I like fully believed that was true for a really long time. So I was like, this woman rocks. This chick is so baller. And I think that was like where I started with it. And I just really love like myth stuff. Like that is so interesting to me, and like urban legends and all that bullshit. So her, like that she's a real person, and then there's all this like myth surrounding her. I was always very interested in that. So yeah, I like.
In your honest opinion, what do you think happened to her?
Like
if you're being honest with yourself.
I'm being really honest. Yeah, one of my darkest moments. I honestly think what happened is that she crashed on the island and survived, but then starved on the island, which is
dark.
That's like the worst one.
Wait, you think she survived? She survived, but then starved?
Yeah, or like
Crash.
died
Love the crash.
after the crash, because
Oh,
there's like
sure.
radio signals of them like going down, and there's like an understanding that she aimed for the island. Like there was like a sense that there was like intent that she and like there's been things found around this island that suggest like her makeup was found around it. Like there's like things that suggest there was like some element of them getting to a physical space and maybe surviving.
Isn't the thought that she was eaten by coconut crabs? Have you heard that theory?
Well, what's a coconut crab?
They're terrifying. They're like crabs the size of trash cans, and the myth
Is that a
at first
real
that-
thing? Wait, what kind of trash can? Like the
like
bathroom
the
one or
metal,
like
like
the bathroom?
classic Oscar the Grouch trash can.
What the fuck?
No
What kind of dinosaur
way.
book
Yeah, there are big ass dinosaur crabs out there.
that are currently alive?
Yeah, they're called coconut crabs. They like climb coconut trees and eat coconuts.
There are still whales.
It's
Different.
That is so scary, and it could eat a human being.
Well, like after it had died, yeah, I think,
Oh.
yeah.
Wow,
A
the
bunch of
story
them. It
gets
may be a
worse.
bunch of them.
Can you imagine seeing a crab that is the size of a large trash can? That's so scary.
I've Googled it, so I don't have to imagine it.
No, like in real life. Oh my God.
No, I
Right?
Like after you just crashed your airplane, can you imagine seeing one?
no, I can't.
I went to South Africa. I saw these huge crabs in the aquarium, and there was like a bunch of them. They were like the size of medium-sized dogs. And I walked past, and I was looking at a shark, and I turned around, and then like all of them were up against the glass like this, like, and I felt like I was in an alien movie. So it's
That's so
out there.
scary.
It's out there.
That's horrible.
Can
One
confirm.
time I saw a really big worm, but that's
Well, how big? Like, what kind of trash can size?
more like a bathroom trash can,
Ugh,
like a little
yeah.
one. They're so big.
Yeah,
Waste basket.
Yeah, waste bathroom.
sure. I'm gonna bring this back. Crabs, Baltimore, Maryland. I believe I remember from Pam's interview that you came to Baltimore because of Johns Hopkins. Is that correct?
Yes, I moved here in 2010. Yeah, for that.
Gotcha. And you were where before then?
I grew up outside of Boston, Massachusetts. In if you know where Boston College is, it's that place, where that exact town where Boston.
Gotcha. Born and
Which
raised.
is not Boston.
It's not Twist. It's
Oh.
actually Newton, Massachusetts, is where BC is. So
Phew.
we all learned something today.
We did.
Places in Boston are actually Boston. It's a
Yeah.
tiny little city.
Yeah, it's a very small city, but then the outskirts are where it gets big. Yeah.
Yes, it has. I've always known it has big outskirts.
Famously.
Oh, like a trash can size big? Like how big are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a dumpster actually, like
Oh,
an
yeah, that's
industrial
big.
trash can. Yeah. So do you miss anything about Boston? Is it or the outskirts of Boston? Was it
I mean, I miss my parents because I mean, Brian can speak to this as well. That's it.
Right.
Boston is just like a lot of, like for young people, it feels like it's a lot of like sports guys and people who are in college or grad school. Like it's not a particularly like interesting young person scene. Sorry, I don't know. I love Boston, but I don't think I want to live there right now because I'd have to, I don't know, go
You
back
have
to
to like
college.
sports. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just like wasn't. Yeah, and also I feel like for a lot of people, if you grew up there, it's like you kind of did it. It's not that big, so yeah.
Barstool Sports is in Boston. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Originated in and focused on Boston.
Yep. And Paul Revere. The good shit.
Claims to fame.
do you have so with writing, are you disciplined with doing it every day? Do you have a process, or is it whenever you feel like it, you're able to put pen to paper?
Well, I am horrible at it. There's like some writers who are like, oh my God, like if I don't write for a day, I go absolutely insane. Like for me, writing is horrible and I don't want to do it. But it's like, I also feel really, I'm really glad when I've written something, but like having to start something is a very bad feeling for me. Which is, I don't know. It's like weird to like be like, this is the thing I want to do, and also hate it.
It's
Like
very common though. No, it's
Yeah.
the task itself is torturous.
Yeah.
So what do
So
you
even
do
though
to
we all
trick
want to
yourself
do it.
into writing?
Wait, what was that?
What do you do to trick yourself into writing then?
Trick myself?
Yeah. How do you get started?
Well, a recent thing I've done is on my phone during quarantine is very dumb, but I write a little to-do list, and one of them is, you can't see that, but is to write. But then it also says stuff like eat a vegetable and like call your grandmother and stuff like that. So, but if I feel really good about doing something I told myself I was going to do, I also write in way shorter bursts than I used to. I used to be like, I'm going to set aside 4 hours and I'm going to write for, and now I'm like, I'll write for 20 minutes and call it a day. But then I'll do it. So, yeah.
I think realistic expectations for everything. 20 minutes, 1 vegetable.
Yeah.
All
Also,
that.
I
Do
would
you
love
use a
to
reward
recommend.
system?
What?
Do you use a reward system?
Yeah, I give myself a little treat.
Yeah, do you give yourself a little treat? No?
The treat I think is being like, I don't have to do it later. Like now I get to go watch Love is Blind because that's my treat.
Yeah,
That's your
a treat.
treat. That's your
Yeah,
treat.
that is my treat. Yeah, and I love to fill the little bubble in the to-do app. So that is also a treat in of itself. But yeah, no, I am. And I think like Pam and I write together a lot, and that's like a fun process where she and I like tell each other it's time to write, and then we do it. So that's good. Pam is my big boss.
So
Pam,
Pam, how do you get yourself to write? Where's the root? What?
No, I think usually I don't think there is a true, I think having a writing partner is amazing because you both feel accountable to each other. It's 10/10 highly recommend.
And guilty if you make each other sad. So.
Yeah. So it matches.
That's the secret, everyone.
You guys are going the extra mile though, because you live together. Like if I like lived with a writing, like if you don't live with your writing partner, you can always like not pick up the phone and like not check your email. But like you guys live together, so like you are very accountable.
Yeah. No, we really like life
Pam,
hacks.
do you hold her accountable for eating vegetables and calling her grandma too, or is it just writing?
That's not my job, bro.
Right.
It's not my job.
Limits are important. Boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Well, now I'm picturing one of you like in your room and the other's knocking, like it's time to write, and you're just not saying anything on the other side of the door.
I'm asleep.
You must be taking another nap. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think it's more like it's not that either one of us is like very strict. It's just I think we have an intense need to please both of us. So we have to be good.
We must be good.
So how did you guys kind of recognize that in each other? You said you met each other in college and started wanting to do improv together. What was it do you remember like those first moments of doing improv together, or the things are like those first steps you took when collaborating that really made you say like, this is something we want to do and continue?
Oh yeah. Well, we were in our college improv troupe at Johns Hopkins, and it was like for a while just us and a lot of boys, and Pam and I were like routinely the grumpiest girls. Like we were just very aligned. We were the most like organized, I think, and the boys were so stupid. So a lot of it, I think we like formed an alliance there. We were
similar work ethic. We have similar work ethic.
We were,
nice way to say it.
We were always in charge of the finances for the group. Cool stuff like that. Yeah. But then we also just really liked playing together. I don't know. I don't really remember like the exact moment or like, yeah, that's not a fun answer, like the scene or something that we did. But I always really liked when I got to be in a scene with Pam. And then again, I got this like grant in my senior year to do this capstone project because I'm 1 year older than Pam. And I don't know. I don't even really remember the process of which we like decided to do it. But that was the first thing we did, just the two of us. And we like did an hour-long show, and we did improv, and like we did videos and stuff like that. It was just like so much fun to do that we're like, let's keep doing it. But then I moved away for a year, so Olga took a hiatus, so then I came back and we went back into it.
him.
So how has the transition to stand-up been for you two? I think you did some of that together here in Baltimore, but it sounds like that's what you're doing more, or were doing more before everything, of course. But how has that transition been? How has that changed Olga? It sounds like Olga's kind of evolved over time. So where are you guys now?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just wanted to do like more writing, because when we do stand up, like we can't just like riff, like we're not good at crowd work, so we like write a script and do it. So it was like a method of performing that. I don't know, and we did it for the first time at Artscape a few years ago, and it just like we never performed before at all. It's really shows that Artscape didn't know what stand up was or something, that they decided to let us do 10 minutes. But 10 minutes and gave us $100. It was crazy. And it went just like way better than we thought it was going to, and it was very fun. Like we were just, it was like, I mean, it's a lot like our improv, I think, which is about just being like really dumb girls supporting each other. And so it was like that just like led into the next one and the next one, and we're in New York now, and like we're not attached to a theater in any way, so stand up is like a performing outlet too. So we just have been writing more, but it's hard. It's hard to write it. Yeah.
Do you have any goals with writing? Like, should we expect to hear, of a play in a year or two? Is that the dream, or you're just seeing where it takes you for now?
I mean, I'd really like to finish this new play. Pam and I like want to do some more like writing of stage sketches and stuff like that as the two of us. And yeah, I don't know. There's not like a specific project that I'm actively working on. This play that we put up in Baltimore, part of the reason I wrote it was because it's just Pam and I, and my boyfriend Daniel does all the tech, so who lives here too. So it's like a very mobile process. We can really just go wherever like someone opens the door to their basement and be able to do the show. So I'd like to do that again. That would be fun. But yeah, I don't know. Write more stand-up. Write a novel. Just kidding. About quarantine. No, I won't.
There are gonna be so many novels about quarantine. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, of like, if we get through it, we are all going to be so tired of people referencing it in like 2 years of just like, well, in quarantine. It's like,
yeah.
So many think pieces about the intersection of quarantining and I don't know,
like queerness.
Quarantining and queerness. Yeah.
We'll get through it, Danny.
That's the biggest stressor right now. I think. All right, well, we're probably going to wrap up and get into some improv, but of course we have one last question to ask you. Jen, who would you like to learn more about at the Baltimore Improv Group?
Great question, Danny. I'm going to say Hannah Jackson.
Hannah Jackson.
A dear friend. A surprise. She used to take care of our dog. She's great.
Got it. We will lead with the question of how well behaved your dog was. We won't. We're going to take a break. When we get back from that break, we're going to do some improv. If you're watching live, we're not actually going to take a break. This is just for that disappointed Kate. But this is just for the podcast. So everybody can just take a little moment to yourself, just reflect, take a little stretch. Great. You guys all did a great job. And we're back.
We're back.
Welcome.
Nice break.
Michael, do you have any ambitions to write a play, or are you stressed about having to use this time creatively or productively?
Am I stressed about it? I don't know that I'm stressed about it, but I've been, being creative is such a great outlet for stress, and I've been stressed, but I've struggled to be creative. I think a lot of people are doing just fine, though. I think everyone is right. There's going to be so many quarantine-based texts coming out in the next few months, next few years. It's going to be overkill. But I'm not one of those people writing them.
Just letting it roll.
Just letting it roll. Playing with my dogs.
Are you on the Peloton?
Oh, I ride that Peloton. That thing is like saving my life.
You are so lucky that you got a Peloton right before this shit happened, man.
Not only am I lucky that I got it, but I was telling Mary this the other day. I'm lucky that I built the habit, because this time is like it's dark, and I could see myself slipping into bad habits right now, but I have this habit built in now where I work out on a regular basis, and it has been so good for me. Shout out to my favorite Peloton instructor, Dennis Morton. I got a feeling he's going to see this. Dennis, I love you.
We're a big hit with Peloton instructors.
That's true. I should jump in here and say that Peloton and Dennis are not sponsors of this podcast.
Yes.
But if you send us some
We're always
Peloton, we'll
open.
be happy to try it out.
Shocking.
It's Dennis with one N, by the way.
Just one?
So, yep.
That's dangerously close to Denise.
Oh,
Or Dennis.
or Denny.
They're both one.
It is dangerously close to death.
That's fair. It's just precariously balanced between the two.
Can this be called Nature's Sleeve, dangerously close to Dennis?
Yes. Yes, it can be. Brian, we talked
My
about
quarantine story of 2020. Sorry, building on that title.
Brian, we talked about it a bit before, but it looks like you might be just enjoying a nice smoke on a front porch, drinking some lemonade. How are you? What spoke to you about Jen's interview before we get into the improv?
Yeah, what spoke to you?
I don't know what spoke to me about it. I love Jen, so good to hear her talk. Good to see my buddies. Fucking. What spoke to me about her interview?
It's a terrible question. You're not wrong.
Let me do some improv about it.
Great. Love it. Well, let's do that. Let's get into the improv. We're going to do a swarm.
You just bypassed all the women, Danny. Check in with all the women.
Listen, all right.
Yeah.
We're probably
Sure.
all in our period at the same time because we're all quarantined, so
This
no
is
one wants
why
to
I
talk
skipped
about
it,
it.
Started to be all
Michael.
synced up.
The world synced.
Every good woman is Joan of Arc. They're all just one person.
Kim,
Yeah.
can you confirm?
Are you asking me about my period? What's going on?
I'm asking you to confirm.
Yeah, I confirm.
Thank
What am I
you.
confirming?
All right. Well, now that that's out of the way, let's get into the improv. We're going to do a swarm. We're going to do a montage, whatever the hell you call it. Just whatever you want to do. If you want a scene to end, you just say.
Scene.
If you want to cut to a different part of that world in the same scene, you just say.
Cut to.
If you want to, like, scene paint or something, you would say, like.
We see here 2 White Claw cans.
There you go. That might have
Yeah.
been before the stream, but there was some fun stuff happening there. And the improv starts
Now.
Hey, thanks everybody for meeting today in the governor's mansion. We just got to go through these art grant requests. It'll be pretty quick. I like to give out as much money as possible to all the different projects.
Can I just say,
But before we
Mr.
get
Hogan,
started,
I love that about you.
Hey, thank you. Look, I can smell an ass kisser a mile away. Okay, I just want to get the job done. Okay.
I was gonna say that's what I love about you is that you can smell an ass kisser a mile away. I think that's so brave and wonderful that you can do that.
Nope, you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing as Danny. That's
Amazing. It's honestly amazing, Mr. Governor, just the way that you can like bring a whole room together having the same feeling. Because
there's no need for this. There's no need for this. All we're doing is we're reviewing these grant proposals.
You
That's
know
it.
exactly what's needed and what's not needed. And if it weren't for you, we would just be a chaotic mess.
Danny, are you giving me American Sign Language for
Yeah,
applause
I
right now?
am. I mean, I love to sing your praises. I love it when other people do. Love it. I love that you have an interpreter at all of your events. Love
Listen,
it.
I don't need and I don't want a bunch of sycophants. Okay, what I want is people with opinions. I'm a big boy. I want pushback. Okay, that's what I want. Just because I'm the man in charge That doesn't mean you need to kiss my butt. Now, look, I'm going to greenlight most of these, but really the question is, are there any that you find to be particularly problematic where if the state of Maryland attaches grant funding, we could possibly get in over our heads?
I'm going to answer that question with a question. What do you find problematic about
I second that question.
Yes,
Yeah, I want to
please.
figure out what's going on in your head.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Honestly, this should be something we're all aware of. Problematic material, anything that deals in any of the isms, right? That's problematic. That's not something that we want to attach the state of Maryland to. Look, we love the arts. We are known for giving away boatloads of money. This should be a quick process. All of you agreed to review all of the grant proposals. You should have done that by now. That's all we're looking for. Any red flags?
So, Mr. Hogan, I did review some of the grant proposals.
Great.
But really, what I noticed was that when they came to me, they were in a certain order. And I assumed that you being so organized, you must have put the ones you liked most on top first. So I say we approve those guys first, because I think those are the ones that you looked at. You've kind of stacked it.
Just to piggyback off of what Danny's saying here, I absolutely love the fact that all of the grant submissions we got had all of the forms filled out properly. They were vetted in like such a way, like such a bureaucratic system that I was like, I can trust that all of these are valid submissions. And that's you, Larry.
That's not me. That's not me. Those are employees of the state of Maryland. They vetted, and yes, they did a great job. I didn't look. Hey, just to be completely transparent with you, I didn't look at any of these things. I didn't organize them in any particular way. I didn't vet them because I have bigger fish to fry. I care about the arts, but not really. Okay, I have highways to maintain. I have liquor licenses to dole out. I have waterways to maintain, environmental regulations.
Larry, can I say something?
That big brain.
Larry, I just sent a text to a hitman that I know. I have sent him to kill the president because I see presidential material in you right now. As you talk us down, as you explain the situation, I say, I want you in the Oval Office, and there is a bullet going straight towards the president's head right now.
Christ, Jesus, Brian, call it off. Look, you're going to implicate me too in this. There's no way that that's actually going to work, and even if it did, I would want no part of it.
Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I befriend a hitman?
Kerri, don't worry about it, Larry. It's just I think that this is the right thing. The one on the top of the pile was all about a hate crime. It was all about a hate crime, and it was like in a nice kind of like light, and I could tell you wanted violence.
You're all fired. You're all fired, all of you.
What?
You don't need us. I get it.
Does that include me?
Yeah. What? Yes, all of you are fired.
I just wanted to be sure.
Just to say, the gun also fired. The president's dead.
Did you just get that by text?
Hey, Lisa, hey.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, so I think that you're doing a good job putting together this beautiful Amelia Earhart exhibit here at our local museum. You've obviously put a lot of work into it.
I have.
But Amelia Earhart isn't exactly she's not really a hero to the little girls of today, the way that she was to like the little girls of yesterday. And I think what could really spice that up is if we put some artifacts that people found on an island that were a little sexier. Are you on board with this?
Are you unhappy with the artifacts we currently have? Like a piece of the propeller and a piece of a book she was reading?
I love that you have that piece of the propeller. I love the piece of the book. I love the compass. Like, that's really cool.
That was a big get.
Yes, but I'm thinking like, what if there was like, I don't know, like some like sexy panties, like some like real naughty girl panties. Like, ooh, we thought we knew Amelia Earhart, but crotchless, bubblegum flavored thong panties. Now I'm gonna Google her more. You see what I'm saying?
I don't want to speak for the historians who helped me work for this, but I
But
can't.
Lisa, you're the leader. That's why you're the only one in the room.
It's just, I can't say with historical accuracy what her underwear did look like. Are these her actual underwear? Because that would be an amazing break in the case if you found her crotchless panties somewhere. Did you go to the island and dig them up?
No, okay. All right. I don't think I'm being clear here. I was just kind of spitballing. That was like an idea of something that maybe we could find on. And do you know what this means?
Did you go on a plane to the Bermuda Triangle and uncover something that no one found before and those happen to be crotchless panties? Because that, we need to write a book. We need to write a whole book.
No, Lisa. Okay. All right. You're obviously not following. What I'm trying to say is that Amelia Earhart is basically seen by the youth of today as kind of like a plain, boring lady who did something dumb and like died because of it. And I know that's not how we feel about her, but that's how the youth of today. So I thought maybe we could fib a little and put some things in this exhibit that would make people more intrigued by her. I did not actually find Amelia Earhart's panties, but I was just saying, like, what if we just put something cool and edgy and sexy in this exhibit to try to help interest in her? Like,
Tag out Jen. Honey, this is horrible news. I can't find the dog anywhere. I made a bunch of flyers. I posted them around the neighborhood to see if we could get the neighbors to help us find Muffins, but no one is called. I think Muffins might be gone forever. What are we going to do?
Okay, here's the first thing we have to do. Give me one of those posters.
Sure.
Okay. All right. This is not sexy. This is boring. This is a boring poster. No one's going to look for this dog. Okay, what you need to do is we need to Photoshop in a human baby arm in the dog and be like, lost dog, might know where the rest of this toddler is. Find it. Find the dog. And then people will really want to find Muffins to find the toddler that I'm going to make up is missing. Does that make sense? Is this good?
We cut to the wilderness where a group is gathered. Oh no, oh fuck. I don't think that emergency surgery you did on me is gonna work. Mike, fuck. God, does anyone know what's wrong? I feel like I'm losing the light.
Listen, I was just going off of knowledge that I had from Boy Scouts. I made a tourniquet. I tried to stave off as much blood as you can, but honestly, buddy, that's like all I can do. I don't know if you're gonna be okay. Don't go.
I sewed a baby arm to your body because my wife said that's how you get attention for things.
Fuck.
Scene.
Hey.
Guys. Hey.
Don't freak out. I know you were trying to sleep. I know that you didn't think I was under your bed. But did you write today?
What?
Did you write today? Did you do your 20 minutes?
No, I didn't write for 20 minutes. I wrote a check. I wrote a tweet or two. What? Who are you?
That's not gonna cut it. All right, buddy. If you're gonna come out the other end of this quarantine with something that's really gonna make people notice, you gotta be doing that stuff for 20 minutes a day. I know you've been dodging my texts.
Yeah,
you haven't been checking your email.
Well, I don't need to read my texts. You hang out under my bed. I expect you there every night. You just You said that, right? That you popped out from under my bed, right?
I did say that, and I'm realizing now that I should switch up my tactics. You're right. I should make it a little bit more fresh. But honestly, that's not the problem here.
Tag out Brian. Hey, so popping out from under the bed isn't going well. You want to, okay, let's freshen it up.
Okay.
What's another way that you could be a really supportive, like, roommate
Well,
during this
I
quarantine?
was thinking that like I could be under the sink, but honestly, like I don't know that I can fit there because I've thought about it and like the cabinet.
Try. Just try.
Okay.
Cut to the bathroom.
Hey.
What the fuck?
Did you write today? Did you get
No,
those
I
20
didn't
minutes
write.
in today?
No, I didn't put my 20 minutes in, and I plan to hold myself accountable to my writing goals. I don't need you.
I'm just saying, buddy. All right, you're brushing those teeth for the dentist recommended amount of time, but you're not sitting down and you're not taking your creativity seriously. It took me 45 minutes to get in here.
Why are you so
45 minutes. The least you can do is write for 20 minutes today.
I'm looking, Brian. Hey, listen, son. I know you dream of being a famous writer someday, and that's great, but the odds of you making it are slim. That's why I want to make sure you know all about dentistry. Specifically, how long is the required amount of time to brush teeth?
Thanks, Dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
because
good.
People are always going to need dentists. They're not always going to need writers.
Listen, I mean, yeah. I mean, I understand that, but you're right that I might not write one day, but I can make great writers. I can
close your laptop and watch me brush. Tell me when I should finish.
Okay, Dad. I just want to say that your technique of getting the toothpaste from one end to the other end of the toothbrush, spot on. Definitely good. The ADA definitely recommends a few more seconds. Make sure that you're getting up and under behind the teeth. They're often forgot. If your one wisdom tooth is coming in a little bit in the back, be sure that you reach back there and get that good because it's what's known as a food trap. And a lot of people forget about it.
Tag out Michael. Hey, before you try something else, I knew that you're gonna go try to shove yourself in his small wastebasket today, the wastebasket that's the size of a regular crab. Maybe you're the one that has the story to tell. Not many people have that specific of child abuse. Maybe a memoir from you would be the way to go.
No, absolutely not. No, my father rightfully crushed those dreams for me.
Yeah, so I'm just loving having my own talk show. Thank you so much for being my executive producer.
Of course.
Yeah, so just wanted to talk about it. So last night we had that guy with no hands.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. What a find. What a
find. The night before that, we had that girl with no feet.
Okay.
That's fine.
You've always been lucky 2 weeks in a row, right?
Yeah. And then before that, someone with no head. That one was fun.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of wondering if we're gonna change it up a little bit on the guests.
Oh my gosh. See, this is why you are who you are. This is why you are who you are, because I have been thinking about the same exact thing. And I thought maybe this time we can have someone that doesn't have a kneecap.
Okay, that feels sort of like in the same vein. I was thinking maybe like we could have on like a politician who's running for office, or maybe a movie star who has a movie coming out, kind of like traditional things they do on late night talk shows. Like I tell jokes and then I bring a guest on, but it seems like we've kind of fallen into this rhythm where I don't tell jokes, we just bring on people who miss parts of their bodies.
yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I can see your concern for the mundaneness of the same thing over and over again. So I agree. Let's get on a rock star maybe with like a missing leg that is actually bionic, so then they don't know that it's missing. You know, the people don't need to know. I just need to know.
Is this like a you thing? Is this a you thing?
I thought it was an us thing until you brought up the fact that you wanted to change it. I thought it was an us thing.
I can see how I misled you. So I would just say maybe our next guest, let's just not, we don't even think about what body parts they have or they don't have. Let's like focus on career and likability.
Well, what would they talk about? I just think it's so interesting, all the stories of how they lost their parts. It's just so interesting. Everybody loses them in a different way.
Yeah.
All right, Pam, thank you for having me on.
Yes, welcome to the late night show hosted by a woman.
Yes. I'm so happy to be here on this woman helmed show. You of course know me. I'm a famous rock climber.
Yes. We are so happy to have you. So tell me a little bit about your story. But
well, I was 5 years old when my dick got cut off, and since then it's been a journey to sort of find myself again, sort of find my identity.
Okay.
I got into rock climbing freshman year of high school. Mostly it was dick anxiety, dick not having anxiety that led me there.
What did you eat for breakfast? What did you have for breakfast?
What did I have for breakfast?
Tell us more about the part. Tell us more about the missing parts.
I'm not sure who I'm supposed to listen to, you or the live in-studio audience.
The live in-studio audience is starting to get selfish and spoiled, all right? And I will not...
Brian at the breakfast table. Hey, sweetie, I made your favorite breakfast. 2 eggs and a big sausage. A big link sausage. Yum, yum,
you.
Yum.
I'm chalking up my hands. I'm putting on my special shoes.
But back to the show.
No, I will not feed their hunger for this anymore. Now, Brian, I want you to tell me about your breakfast. I want you to tell me about your breakfast today, and I don't want it to have anything to do with your missing member. All right?
Well, my wife served me up 2 eggs.
Yeah. You can do it, Brian. You can do it. Just tell me a fact about yourself that doesn't have to do with your missing dick. Just give me one fact that I can riff on for a good 45 minutes plus commercial breaks.
She served me up a 3-inch sausage.
It's another word for dick.
Hey.
Hey, Brittany, thanks for having me over. Your place looks great.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. Don't mind my boyfriend. He's just carrying my lights. So, he's just setting up the lights. Do you mind if he moves that plant? And I want my tech to be on point tonight, because we are going to get to know each other like good neighbors should.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know there were going to be 2 of you for dinner. I could probably just whip up some more.
He doesn't eat. He just lights my life. He could light up it if he did a better job. Are you almost done, babe?
I'm gonna need some longer screws.
No, I talked about this. You only get the 1 set of screws because you keep losing them.
This is a rental. I just moved in to the neighborhood. This is a rental unit. You can't actually. I asked permission.
I had no idea there were rentals in this neighborhood. That's interesting. No, he's fine. You'll barely tell that anything was here. But
I'll hold it with my hand. I'll hold him with my hand.
Well, if that's what you need to do, I told you, you need to figure this out. Okay. We're not going to keep it. It's so embarrassing. We're having this conversation in front of you. I'm sorry.
I just look great. I mean, is there something wrong with the lights in my house? They're just the regular ones that came here when I was moving in.
I mean, if that's how you want to live, that's your choice. I just, I have a bit of a different lifestyle, but tell me about you. Okay. I want to hear everything, girl.
Well, I just moved.
Michael's pants start to fall down. Michael's pants are falling down.
Sorry, I have a toddler here. I don't think it's appropriate for your husband to be.
He's supposed to be not seen, not heard.
I didn't think to wear a belt today.
Hey,
I didn't think to wear a belt.
You didn't think.
Hey,
and
Mommy,
this is our 5th visit.
I very much see and hear that man.
Oh no, Joe, why don't you just go play in your room for a little while? Okay, we'll try to we'll be done in here soon. So you've got homework or something, right?
I guess I'll toddle up and see what I can whip up.
Does Joe?
Someone pull my pants up.
No, does Joe?
I can't let the lights go.
Does Joe want to hold a light?
Someone pull my pants up.
Mommy,
maybe Joe could hold a light because clearly my boyfriend doesn't know what he's doing. But
Joe is in 1st grade. Okay, Joe cannot hold one of the stage lights you carried into my apartment that look very heavy.
Do you hear that, babe? Huh? I'm gonna replace you with this 1st grader if you don't figure this out.
No. Please don't leave me. Just pull my pants up.
I bought the pants. I don't want to pull them up. Okay.
I got a drill in one hand and I got the light fixture in the other hand. I can't pull my pants up.
I said I wanted a man who was handy, and this is what I got. I guess I can't. Oh my gosh. I'm here for you. I want to get to know you. Let's turn it around.
Your husband is doing some sort of pee dance.
He wishes he was
trying to pull my pants up with my legs.
We see that pee starts to drip down his leg.
You can't even do a pee dance correctly. It's supposed to keep the pee in.
I wasn't doing a pee dance.
Okay, I'm going to clean up this urine on my rug that I just moved.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Mommy, I wanted to come down. I didn't have any homework. I drew some shapes. I hope that's sufficient.
That is just fine. I'm so proud of you. Okay.
You're a great mom. You're a great mom.
Okay. Well, you're a bad.
Dog has come in and started sniffing around a crotch and licking up the pee.
Could you please get your dog away from my penis?
I can't believe you can have a dog in a rental. That's amazing.
Honey, the dog is awfully close. The dog's licking up my pee. It's right by my penis.
You would have never made it at the Weather Channel if this was how you react to a dog. Okay.
I didn't want that. You wanted that for me.
Okay, you guys have a lot of stuff you're working through right now in my home.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
Tag out. Cut to Kim's office. So Kim, I think I have the next perfect guest for your talk show. You know how yesterday you did the guy who lost his dick, who's a rock climber? Now I've got a guy who just got his dick bitten off by a dog, and he wanted to be, I think, a weatherman.
What a story. Do you think we could get him? I mean,
we can definitely get him. It's just talking Pam into it.
Seed.
All right, yay! That was great. We're just at about 9, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. This is the time where we all say goodbye and we all say anything that we're currently working on or want to show off. So anything that you want to plug, let us know, and then we'll wrap it up. Michael, anything you want to plug?
Oh, man. I'm doing live improv from the Baltimore Improv Group Theater every night. Break quarantine. Come out to... No, guys, nothing's going on. Who has anything to plug? Stay home. Wash your fucking hands.
There you go.
Does anybody want to try to plug anything after Michael said nobody should have anything to fucking plug?
Yeah. We do have something to plug.
It's a bold move.
I'm sorry.
We do have something to plug. If you follow Olga on Instagram at Olga Comedy, you can follow us, and we are going to do a live cabaret called a Digital Dream Baby Cabaret on April 11th, hosted by the brilliant Jake Budens, who's a Baltimore resident. Yeah, it's going to be great. So catch us doing something on there that we don't know what we're doing yet.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Intriguing. All right. And this podcast, catch us here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to that. We're here Wednesday nights at 8 now, so check us out. And then new episodes go up on Thursdays. Brian, what do you got?
Taco night on Saturday nights, live 8 p.m.
Oh yeah.
Taco night, Kim.
I don't know.
You have some pretty great Insta
Teaching?
stories about running.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay. I'll plug my random Instagram story.
Love it.
Yeah.
Kate, do you have
there
anything
go.
to fucking plug?
Fuck that shit's gonna do another show soon. So that'll be on someone's thing. We haven't figured it out yet. But stay home for our healthcare workers. I will say thank our healthcare workers. They're essential. And our garbage people and our supermarket people. Today, you know who I'm gonna plug? I did a 2-week grocery shop trip for my family at a Kroger where a man who was 75 if he was a day old was checking me out. Was like not checking me out. No one's checking me out. I'm fucking 5.5 months pregnant. No, but he was working, like probably because it's his only option. And that just is like heartbreaking. So when you go to the grocery store, try to tip people. I try to tip everyone like when I go out. But yeah, for our essential workers, I'll just plug them because yeah, that really broke my heart today. Or whatever day I went to the store.
Yeah, send your husband love from us.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, he's not on the front lines yet. We're doing okay in Virginia. He's in the hospice palliative still, but thank you, appreciate that. But there's a lot of people out there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, stay positive, everybody. Thank you for spending
Thank
your
you.
time getting Biggie with us today.
Yes. Catch us online exclusively for the foreseeable future, which is just beautiful because then we get to connect with everyone who's out of town.
Yeah, it's
And
so good to see everyone.
everything that you want to know about Big, like how to take online classes or training or workshops, you can find at bigimprov.org.
Yes, and don't swing by the theater, as was already mentioned. Just swing by our online presence. And we'll be back next week.
Bye, everyone. Stay
Bye.
home. Stay safe.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, essential people.